and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person, and I do have a members-only channel with a lot of perks for members, including weekly live workshops with a different manifesting topic each week, weekly live group coaching, a lot of exclusive content, monthly challenges for a chance to win a free one-on-one coaching session with me, and a lot more. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website or to the membership channel. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to answer a question that a lot of you who are on the journey of manifesting your specific person ask me all the time. And the question is, what happens to my specific person, my SP, while I'm manifesting them? And I know that this is something that is on top of your guys' mind. Whether you're manifesting a specific person and you're in no contact, or you're in separation, or you are together but you're manifesting a different version, whatever the situation might be. And I know that a lot of you are really anxious to find out what is happening to them behind the scenes, so to speak. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So as I said in my intro, I know that a lot of you who are manifesting a specific person, whether they are in your life right now or they're not in your life right now, are very, very curious to know what is happening to them behind the scenes. In other words, what is happening to your SP while you're manifesting them? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? How they are receiving your imaginal acts and all of these things. So I wanted to make this video today to give you a little bit of a step-by-step, if you will, of the process by which your specific person manifests into your life or manifests as a different version of themselves if they are already in your life, from the moment when you start manifesting them to the moment when you start seeing movement or to the moment when you get your full manifestation. So these are the actual steps, and this is how the manifesting process from you towards your SP actually takes place. The first step is always your decision to manifest that specific person, whether that is an ex that you have decided to bring back into your life or you want to bring back to your life, or whether that is someone that you're manifesting more commitment with, or someone you are friends with or friends with benefits with and you want more commitment, or you want the next step, or someone you're dating and you want something exclusive, or someone you're in a relationship with and you want them to commit, and so on. It all starts with your desire and your decision to manifest them. Then, this is where you come in and you start doing your imaginal acts. And I've said in other videos, again, I'm not going to dwell on that very much. Each one of you can choose the imaginal acts or the methods or the techniques that most resonate with you, that come most naturally to you. And that can be affirming, that can be inner conversations, that can be scripting, that can be visualizing, meditating. It can be a combination of those things. Maybe you're alternating between those things. Anything you do is fine as long as it puts you into the state of the wish fulfilled. So then, as I said, is when you start doing your imaginal acts consistently, regularly, when you start revisiting that state of the wish fulfilled. In other words, you start revisiting how you would feel and who you would be if your specific person was in your life right now or was the version of themselves that you're manifesting. You start imagining all that, you start living in it, you start dwelling in it, you start focusing on it, you start putting all your attention into it. Soon enough, you find that spontaneously you start thinking along the lines of your imaginal acts, you start saturating yourself, and so sooner or later, you start noticing and observing an internal shift within you first. You start feeling better about the situation, about yourself, about the relationship. You start feeling more confident. You start expecting your desire to manifest. All these are great signs that you're actually saturating your subconscious mind with your new story. And so for most people, you guys, this is the lengthiest step because it can take any amount of time, anything from days to weeks, and for some people even months, to achieve that internal shift. And that depends on each individual person's resistance, perhaps the old story that they're dwelling on or not dwelling on, how consistent you are in your inner practice, and so on. So each one of you is going to take a different length of time to feel that inner shift. But for most people, it's anything from a few days to a few months. And so once that inner shift happens and it's sustained within you, this is when the fun begins. Because this is when your dominant mental and emotional state and your dominant assumptions about the situation, your changed assumptions about the situation, start getting transmitted to your person. In other words, your SP starts receiving your dominant thoughts, your dominant assumptions, your dominant states, your dominant energy, and so on. And let me put a little disclaimer here. They're actually receiving everything from you 24/7 because they are energetically connected to you and you are energetically connected to them. But once you arrive at a state where you are more or less unwavering for the most part, once you arrive at that state where you know that your desire is going to manifest and that becomes dominant within you, this is when it starts getting transmitted to them regularly and consistently. Remember, all of this happens in the subconscious level, and while they start receiving it subconsciously, regularly and consistently from you over and over again, day after day, at some point it becomes conscious within them. In other words, they start thinking about you. They start missing you, perhaps. They start feeling the desire that they feel comes from within them to show up as a different version. They start feeling the urge to show up as a different version of themselves. They start feeling the urge to call you, perhaps, if you're in no contact, or to text you. If they broke up with you, they start second-guessing their decision to break up with you. They start missing the memories that you made together. Or if you are together, if you are already in each other's lives, they start showing up as a different version, in accordance and in harmony to that consistent state that you are subconsciously transmitting towards them regularly and consistently. So this is, you guys, what happens to your SP while you're manifesting them. They start receiving your dominant energy, dominant thoughts, dominant assumptions. They receive it subconsciously. At some point, it becomes conscious within them. And this is when they start changing in response to your change. So then after this happens, it's usually the time for the final step. Remember how I have said in other videos before that the 3D is the last thing to change. In other words, the last thing that happens is seeing movement in the 3D. And this is why we always tell you there are always things happening behind the scenes. So then, after your SP has become conscious of how they feel about you, or they are feeling the urge to show up as a different version, they start doing it. They come towards you, perhaps they text you, perhaps they call you, depending on each one's situation. Perhaps they start asking you out on more dates, they become more consistent in their behavior, they become more attentive, more affectionate, more loving. They start considering commitment towards you, they start talking about commitment towards you. So you start seeing the change and the shift from them in the 3D. In other words, they're doing what we sometimes call in the manifesting community, conforming. So I hope that by what I already described, it is very evident and very obvious and clear to you that it all starts within you. It all originates within you. It starts with your decision to manifest that person and with your commitment to yourself to have that desire, which leads to your consistent inner practice, your revisiting of the state of the wish fulfilled over and over and over again, which results in that becoming dominant within you, which is then when it gets pushed out towards them. And then is when the fun begins, because this is when they start conforming, this is when they start feeling it, this is when they start shifting within themselves to conform to your ideal, and this is when they come in and they manifest for you. So I hope that by describing this process, it's very clear to you now what happens to your specific person, your SP, while you're manifesting them. And my hope is that you stop worrying. You trust that things are happening behind the scenes as long as you are staying consistent and regular in your inner practice and in revisiting your state of the wish fulfilled. Your manifestation of your SP is not going to take long. It's coming. It's going to be very, very soon. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.